Alright, let's get started here. Hello everyone! We're back with the final case of Edgeworth Investigations. Oh man, I'm actually really excited to get to start this out. The game has had its highs and lows, to be honest. If I were to give my opinions on some of the cases so far, for what we've seen, case 1, not entirely memorable, but it does help with getting the tutorial bits and what to expect of the game. Case 2 was definitely a step up, especially with like the whole like mystery killer. I think Cameron Meal definitely had a lot of stuff going for her there. Case 3 was definitely a bit of a slog. Case 3 was not entirely fun, especially with the whole Badger portion with the Haunted Mansion in the end, because that took a while. Case 4 is probably my favorite case of the game so far, to be honest, because I thought it wasn't too short. Wasn't too long. We got to meet some good characters as well as get see what Edgeworth was like before he met Gumshoe and all that. And it's pretty good. It was very interesting to me see Gumshoe actually refer to Edgeworth as pal for once. That was interesting. And then now we are on to case 5, the final case of the first game of Edgeworth Investigations. And not only is this going to be the longest case in the collection, most likely, it also has a brick wall of a boss at the end, which is not going to be fun to deal with, but I guess we'll have to deal with that anyway. That's what I know from the case. So let's go ahead and load into case 5. Turnabout Ablaze. Beginning opening. Ooh. So I guess yeah, because it's on fire at the start of it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Meanwhile, the autosave is for that. Anyways, let's get started. Episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze, the last episode. Got a match. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven. And one of the White Raven. A country torn in 2. One to the west. And one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again. The truth will reveal itself. Oh. There it is, the fire. It's the Yanagrasu. The Yanagrasu's here. Spotlights. Look at that. Oh, and now it's a red screen. Because, oh, there's Edgeworth. You, across the Yanagrasu. Kay! You! How could you? 8 hours earlier. So, technically we're back in the present now, finally, after all that. So, March 14th, 10:17 a.m., Higher Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past 2 days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewaterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to their case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, because of course April 19th is coming up, and we gotta make sure this is done before Phoenix loses his badge. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Yep, you're not getting a wish, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth! This is big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly, the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about? Fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The big Yanagrasu isn't going to just find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. I couldn't get a look at the face, sadly. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. But what's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Okay, this is a man who has been accused of murder, abducted, and had to recall a case in which he was almost shot within the span of 3 days. At least give the man a break. He has been doing a lot. Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Here it is. Take a look at this. Isn't it? Oh, it's a different edition. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. It's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the card mentions is today. Today, huh? Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy waits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get too wound up too, because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. Me, Miss You. Why are we even still calling her Miss You? It's already clear that's not her name. But I guess it's the only name we know her as, so. The woman who killed Kay's father, Burn Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. Ah, she makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card. Until the company's underhand dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that a woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go. wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. No time, we gotta go now. We're carrying my tea. There's something interesting about this car we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason why you're bored and holding through the newspaper with your eyes? Seriously, you gotta stare at it like that any longer. New lasers are gonna come out of your eyes. You gotta burn it then. No reason at all. And for your consideration, I do not have lasers at all. You don't have to worry about that. Seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. And we're off. March 14th, 5 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon. I don't know who's talking. Oh. We are ready! Ready to embark on our nightly outing. Of course. And this is where our tale begins. That was a pause. Of course, it's a Steel Samurai show. Edgeworth will love this, so he's not gonna admit it. What a coincidence. Who would have thought of the Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Of course. Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. I got chills down my spine when you pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. He's not even hiding the fact that he's a fan. Yeah, hang on, let me check something real quick. What's going on there? Yeah, that's nothing to worry about. Anyways, I have to say though, this embassy is kind of set up funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that this is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast, right? Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babal is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We totally gotta see it too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So, anyway, about today's event. What's it called again? The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babal Goodwill Jubilee. Okay. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Cadopha. Miss, everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of the past remain. For example, the flags preserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day. Cadopha, huh? KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Cadopha. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabast versus Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other, but supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. If that's the case, then why the verses? Yeah, why the verses? That's a good point. Also, both countries claim to own the real Pyramidal statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Kay, need to remind you to take care not to succumb to your thieving desires. Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself, you know that. Ugh, she had better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know, we're both here to investigate. And although we don't know the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. I get to walk around now, yay! Let's see, got like a bunch of, got guards, got some people that are here. Is that the Gateway Hotel? Hang on. There are pamphlets about the two embassies here on this table. It still looks weird to me. The country split into two a few years back, and they share the same building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Oh, there's my evidence. Oh, okay, we're already moving on. Ah! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him. Oh, is that Lana? I completely missed her. No! Hope I get... Wait, no, I want to talk. So let me at least get to the cameo first. Wait, what? With cameraman? It's not a cameraman. Wait, I thought nature know are they? Come on, Big Scoob. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to ya. Ugh. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me to not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. Not today, Lotta. Anyways, Global Studios. Well, I guess that makes sense. May I speak with you for a second? You're pointing away from him, Edgeworth. It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. Of course. It looks like it's written something down for you. To Edgeworth from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of New Old Tokyo. Wow, an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I will treasure this. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Alabas to shake the hand of the ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador for my own country as well. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we'll shoot the next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Jam Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, Jam Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the ambassador Babal at that time. Ah, the Jam Ninja show is about to start. We gotta get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, in this show, we'll change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jam Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you. Ugh. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? Fine. Might as well. We'll do our investigating after the show. Okay, show's done. Now we investigate. Oh, I can listen to that ninja marked for death lullaby song all day. His superb playing and the sad melody really brought my tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jam Ninja's greatest weapon. No, those pieces of the Jam Ninja merchandise over there. I gotta have them. I especially want the hair sticks that are selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones in the hair when the Princess Missola wears in her hair. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely the autographs will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way, I just know the Yatagarasu will show up. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake. Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now? We got a problem! Oh, they're running right across. The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Alabasta. What? Like, they actually showed up! You feel that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony! Kay's running off immediately. Oh, okay. You shall not pass, Kay. Hey, what gives? Nah, I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just rolled straight on through Route 1. Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is gonna escape. Okay, calm down. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through a ball and climb up the wall to Alabas. You would tell the prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another. Okay, are you listening to me? Okay, Faraday, I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her. Anyone. Kay does not care. She refuses to be stopped. Kay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. There's barbed wire. No. Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babal too. You, across the Yatagarasu. Kay, you are better be alright, wherever you are. That escalated real quick. Well, this is an interesting scene to open back up to. So, looks like Kay's being restrained. She knows they're apprehending her. We got a dead guy behind. We got a dead guy behind the text box, and Gumshoe is already here for some reason. wonder when Gumshoe got here. I told you it wasn't me. And here's after. Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth! Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatakarasu. Look, I only came here because I saw a suspicious person in the open air, at the open air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over the head. I dare you tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that he must be the fake Yatakarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, and then here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that the person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? I'm not going to dignify that with a response. And you are making an arrest. I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed a crime? Is that also correct? No response again. You refuse to answer! Oh, the glasses come off. I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country. You have no investigative authority. Hey, pal, what the heck does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. As seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate whatever we'd like. Unfortunately, detective embassies are a different matter. This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and the Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? So do you really believe that the truth is out there? He looks out the window to the stars. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir! I'm still questioning when Gumshoe got here. Like, what's he doing here? Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not! Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, we called to hold it. In that case, let me join your investigation. Oh, it was Francisca. Miss Von Karma! Do not get close to me. Ambassador Poliano, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was in my secretariat, of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca. Well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here of all places. You were literally didn't you just leave the airport like 2 days ago and you meet... So, okay, so to recap, Francisca left the airport 2 days ago to go somewhere else, and then stay there for a day, and then immediately came back here. Is what I'm guessing. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Hold it. Hold it, Eddie, what is it? Ambassador Poliano? And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Poliano. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by you... What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression of your face. Francisca, please. don't know what you're planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my lip is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. Kay's just gonna be in that pose the whole time. Sorry, something's just very funny to me that the fact his mouths could be open like that the whole time. It's just... It just gets a little fun. It just gets a little fun after a while. Anyways... By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Yes, thank you. Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Bobolese embassy today. And why were police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the car they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. It was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to completely perform your guard duty yet again. Nah! Look forward to your next salary negotiation. Although it's out of my hands. But sir, if it gets caught anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore. Aw. we gotta get this man his salary back. Come on, guys. We can't let him lose his instant noodles. Anyways, fan. The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. Obviously. Yeah. What does what's supposed to do? Well, it sounds like it does. Fan that is installed in one ceiling. Well, if I have one of these in my room, I better go dizzy from staring as I slept. Detective Gumshoe in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. Oh, I'm gonna check the statue out. Why not? Because this is a natural treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch are myself and the Secretariat. But there is a possibility that that is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can't force them to let us investigate later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. Must be one of the primary statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. There's evidence. Okay, check this next. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on display. There's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? Well, the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles got burnt off by the fire. So even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Poliano, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the natural symbol of a ball. But these butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Bobolese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Poliano, what is this notch here for? Oh, that! It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. I guess that's something to note. I guess all that money to buy is gonna be obvious, yeah. So our victim was the secretariat to this embassy, I assume. I take it. Manny Colchin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. Cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We are unfortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Colchin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? Okay, let's check out what we got here. Gotta go for the obvious bits first, the Yatagarasu's key. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key! It can't be! Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh? 7 years ago? You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, this is a piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with his key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Ah! Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of the crimes you were suspecting. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I thought that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. I feel like the victim right now. All trampled on, sir. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... boop. It is now a key. That took a bit. It is now a keyblade. Oh, wow! That's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. All right. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. Remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. One of those six-sided stars, just like the police marking our IDs. Like, you don't think you can call these stars? To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Bobbley's embassy secretariat holding this? But we don't know how Mr. Koshin came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yorgorosu from the Kadopan embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday headed in that fact down his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kadova. Why don't you ask Ambassador Pagliano about what he knows? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Kadovan ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Cool. But let's check this first to get more evidence. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose that means we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing's practically screams artsy at me too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe there's a butterfly motif. It's really beautiful. There's the first bit of logic. Got that. It's a knife wound. Cool. Good to know. It's obvious that he was kid whipped. I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. That's all we're gonna get. Oh, there's still more? Wait, what did I miss? Oh, hand. This man. Why do I know? What? Don't we know who this guy is, Edgeworth? I guess not. There's nothing unusual about this area. It's nothing. That's all we got. Okay. Actually, I think there's something we can deduce here now that I found the knife. It's still. Oh, is it just gonna be the same thing over and over again if I try? Okay, never mind then. I'll talk. Actually, let's talk with Sheena. Let's actually talk with Sheena and Kay first. Kay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. Can't allow this to continue in this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. I guess talk to Pagliano next then. I can't believe the man he fell among the thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. And Basil Pagliano, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. Anything else doesn't matter at this point. I ask that you cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Coach's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. Coupon. Sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. Now I remember. Babal is known for its favorite tourism industry. I guess that makes sense. What if I present the knife to him? Would he give me anything of that? Oh dear. If people were to find out that a murder occurred at our embassy, the number of tourists would plummet as well as revenues. It would be a disaster. What are we going to do? He really does seem worried. Perhaps we're restrained from bringing this up. Okay. Anyways, as always, badge! Oh, is that the prosecutor's badge? It has a very cool design. I know! We should start selling items like this as souvenirs in Babal. The tourists will absolutely go nuts over them. Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir. Manny Kochin. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Mr. Manny Kochin. He was my secretary, the embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything. Accounting, printing, taking care of our natural treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I should mention that I have a distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? You didn't recognize his name? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So you're Mr. Kochin is the same man. I guess that did say the name in the newspaper, so I guess that makes sense, actually. So you're Manny Kochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was one of the planned this event. Was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Renovations. What exactly did you mean by your renovations? Well, we can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy and think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Aw. Okay, Godofia. Master Pagliaro, I was wondering if you might ask you about Godofia. Godofia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Kochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon close inspection, it seems this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! It's possibly the Basil didn't know about the existence of this key. In this knife form, is there a flower mark on the base of the blade? I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Godofia. And how did you come to that conclusion? It is both Godofia's natural symbols, and the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used his key here at the embassy back when we were still Godofia. And Master Napoleano, this key was stolen from the Godofin embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware of that Mr. Yu had broken into this embassy at that time? No, I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Coach and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. I was about to say precinct, like the police precinct. That would have been a little interesting, but also wrong. So, is that everything we get out of him? Well, no, actually, since I have some actually, we'll probably go for the safe first, actually. A small personal safe. This is Mr. Kochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. No, of course, it's locked. People won't be able to open it without a key. Anything I've not checked yet? Oh wait, look, it's it's Mr. Grizz from Splatoon at the bottom of the shelf. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this wasn't a Babalese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs here, sir? Perhaps the Babalese are studying American culture in our tourism industry. If they had the plans to make the Babalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said if I bring these with me to a ball, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh? So how do you expect to travel to a ball? Well, the whole world's connected by the ocean, sir. And for all you can eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to the ball if I have to. Can a few similar coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? No, just Gumshoe. He's hungry. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so I believe these connect. Maybe. Let's find out. They do! Alright. We know for a fact the Yatagrosso's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Koshin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. I guess we're just allowed to do that. It appears I was correct. The key that was left for us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Yeah, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagrosso made off with everything, sir? No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. All right. Let's start with this. What is this here? It looks like the ripped off corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that there's two compartments, because that's really the only thing. Yeah, makes sense. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe. I'd say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. Well, why? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, then there is a second compartment. How did you go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole inside. Actually, there is one more spot interesting me on the safe. Oh? Yes, I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer. Okay, wait. Yeah, I'm gonna check it first. Yeah, there's a hole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Wow, that's funny. Wow, it's funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. Well, there's gotta be some reason why this hole is shaped so weird, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I can ever do that. Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. How are we on the same page for once? Anyways, let me double check because I think it's right because it's the Grasses key, so of course it'll work both ways, right? Yeah, that looks pretty similar. I'll check it just be safe. There's a fine motif again. Comes the steel star motif in it. I believe the blade on the handle there is a flower. The key itself is a butterfly. This key was stolen by the Yatagrosso 7 years ago from the Cadopian embassy, which suggests that this was made while Cadopia still existed as a country. Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francesca? The shape? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? So the person who used the safe, Mr. Koshin, made sure the safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? No, can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagarazu's key is the key that will open it. She's not. The Yatagarazu's key minus Edgeworth. That better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarazu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe. No, this I think I understand what Joel's talking about now. I might have to skip through this. This is gonna be a bit. Just tell me different shape out of that the key. I feel like, oh man, this is gonna be a moment. Let's go over this again, shall we? Yatagarazu's key was originally made to open Manny Koshin's safe that could open Embassy. We confirmed that as a fact by opening the door to the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion of the head-on, what do you see? What are you talking about? Ah, it appears that you come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed from head-on, the key's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous! Because it looks like a knife. It was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell into the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. And it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Yeah, yes, sir, opening it now, sir. These items, they're a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess a piece of art, sir. You're in the right. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art are identical to the ones I've been stolen in various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. This is a document that we made that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective? Mr. Coach's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. No! Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Like, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Just probably put them 3 times with that. It's just me, or does she... It's just me, did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? To build this sort of trek into one safe is really something. Yeah, see how this safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. I wonder if Mr. Kochner was just paranoid if he had secrets of that great a value. Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir. Is that everything? I believe... Oh, it is not everything. It appears that we found the key that the Yatagarazu... No, Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it? I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective. Okay, then what do you think, sir? Callisto Yu. For what reason did she steal the key? I think that's it. So, now that's done. Okay, what haven't I done? What have I not done? Do I have any logic? I have no logic. I guess I haven't talked to Francesca yet, so I should probably do that. Miles Edgeworth! What is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. If you wish to convince everyone else of that, you must speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francesca. Oh really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you're still under me. I thought Francisco was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then, why is she here in this at this embassy? The murder. I was investigating the Alabastian embassy when I got into this mess. And that's right. The Yatagarazu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is we didn't have a fight over there. Although there was an incident at the old Boston embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalese embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Boston embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office, that little girl I see. Is he perhaps trying to be the other Grossu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay. You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl's the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. Huh. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the other Grossu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see.
Kay is trying so hard, but you know what? The Yagras just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder though, if Callisto Yu really is the Agarasu. We probably have some, I think that gave us enough logic to use, because I think these two would probably connect. Yep, there we go. That's right, Francisco's here. To steal your dirty secret. Is it possible the dirty secret the Agarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisco, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisco about the smuggling case in more depth. Francisco, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that? Yes. After analyzing the intel we gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate, and this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It was only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Cordopia, which means that somebody in the country's Alabastan Babal is the head. The one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisco for you. She's amazing. Pursuing this case with all she has. Okay, I think I have something to deduce now. Cool. So let me go back over to here. So these papers and then this to connect. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. This just says an updated autopsy. Oh no, that's from a few years ago. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and that there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity documents in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3? Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that you have now found. Oh, and it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Colton himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babalese ink. Babalese ink. Babalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to their special reason, only a limited volume was ever exported. And that reason is that's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Colchin. His base was an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. Ugh, but it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon my rip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect to rip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Colchin was a suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Isn't this everything? Is there still something I'm missing? I don't... I don't have any more logic. Is there anything I haven't investigated yet? I checked everything there. That's all done. Oh, the fireplace.
That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? These stable in every Bobbly's house. And I bet Santa Claus pays him a visit too.
Just how old are you again, detective? That had nothing. Hello, do you have anything for me? You do not. Is there seriously nothing I guess I haven't investigated this.
Hey, it's another butterfly.
I believe it's a symbol of the... Oh, there we go. There's our logic. Drawing this big on the wall of an embassy definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a goblin in the first place was because I want to protect our country.
You may want to, detective, however, I've yet to see the fruits of your desire.
You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Anyways. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. All the logic's connected. We should be able to move on now. The design on the knife's handle. It resembles the special bobbly species of a butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here. This knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Alright, that's the first investigation done. It lost no points. Good. Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be. Now come along quietly, Yatagrasu. Kay Faraday. You will under arrest for the murder of Manny Koshin.
Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagrasu in here. And he was already...
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Not so fast. NK is freed. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. You cannot use that phrase. Only I can use that phrase. Why arrest Kay? Even your police confirmed the Yatagrasu infiltrated the Bobbly's embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagrasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagrasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else here under the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she's the Yatagrasu. Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagrasu. Now, look, how many times do I have to tell you I'm only out to capture the fake Yatagrasu? Imposter or not, it matters not. The Yatagrasu is the Yatagrasu. Very well. I should prove that Kay is not the Yatagrasu who killed Mr. Manny Koshin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna go drink water first so I don't get a dry throat. I'm doing all this voice work. Okay. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagrasu snuck into this embassy. I'm gonna press these statements first so I can see if we get something. Hold it! They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagrasu that committed murder eluded us. Of course I chased up the Yatagrasu then to the Bobbly's embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only that girl. Yeah! In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Hold it. The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying that the Yatagrasu was not the arsonist to start the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. Sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. Wait, are they saying like gumshoe? They saw gumshoe running around. Hold it. Just because she calls herself that doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Autograph sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them, so she comes to Kojin for the key. I see. The logic is very sound. Expecting nothing less of Agent Ling's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. Might just be the opening I need. There we go. New statement. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Kojin for the key. So then, how would I then prove that she had no clue about that? Probably this. There we go. Objection! Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kojin's body. Furthermore, the Yagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. But the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kojin had the key on him. That throws away your entire argument. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had known that fact. Needed reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Ugh. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe secret probably before returning the key. No, but the fact still remains that Mr. Kojin was stabbed to death. But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of the special 3-set piece, which has a design like no other. The evidence testimony all points to the girl. There's no counter-argument.
That is your definitive evidence?
You see now that she is definitely the killer, right?
No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me.
I saw this bitch pressing on a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. And you came in here because you were chasing this suspicious person. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Who's there? I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay fell by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon. Was the murder weapon? I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. Well, I guess that makes sense. She is wearing gloves. Came this room before me. Hold it. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That, I don't know, but I know they came in here. That sounds like this was excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? Can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some I must show that they are with some solid evidence. And Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument, if you can. Don't worry, I can, and I will. Definitive evidence. I'm gonna press all the statements again, because why not? The double check, actually. Some murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I'm gonna press everything, see what we find. Does this mean that you already have the results back? We have confirmed that the shape of the Bobbly's knife's blade matches the wound. Please don't confuse the efficiency of the Interpol's forensics teams with your own. I won't if you don't underestimate our police force. And so we're clear, I hardly say your logic is sound, which you will see in a bit. If you can prove me wrong, please, by all means, go ahead. That has been my intention all along. Now let's return to your testimony. Well, there's definitely no doubt about that, to be honest. You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the Adagarasu. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, saw the girl standing there motionless with the knife in her hands. But I already told you, I only came here because I was also have the Adagarasu. The suspicious person I saw came into this room. When I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor as I turned on the lights. And then you found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet. How many times do I have to tell you we can't trust the word of the suspect? The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That is the only acceptable way to counter an ancient Interpol on the scene of a crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that could prove me innocent? I think I do, because there is one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. So, the knife, I assume, yeah. No, don't present it yet. Well, I guess do that so I can check it out again, because this is probably what I need to do. So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Someone's blood is still on the blade.
Well, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days, but knives that were used to kill always hard for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it.
It's like this one's practically drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. Ah. There was a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle of this knife is removable.
I guess people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir.
I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Can I take the handle off? Is that an option? I feel like I have to present the knife here. Do I present the knife? Let's present the knife. It worked! Objection! The knife worked. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The knife that Kay was holding had his handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon? This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Let's give it a go. Whee! As you can see, the Bobbly's knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with its butterfly one. It was all a real illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should kill up any and all suspicion surrounding Kay. Your argument isn't straight yet, or airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Don't be ridiculous. What purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view this world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Cochin's killer. Wait, what am I supposed to present with the knife? I did not see that. I didn't see that coming in time. I guess this. What is this mark? What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink the sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this. Would it be the guide? I'm gonna try the guide. Yep, there we go. You can't be serious! It appears that you made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the kingdom of Alabast. In other words, this blade is from the Alabast ornamental knives. We got the Pacific music. This part of the knife handle has Babal's national symbol of a butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Babalese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just the knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Shino? After the fire had broken out. That's right. Kay entered the Babalese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Alabasta side of the building before then. Although she did attempt to climb the fence, but failed. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastan object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Yeah, way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What a great victory.
We're not done yet, Detective. No, yeah, absolutely not.
Why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next. And that is what happens next.
What is the meaning of this? An alabaster knife here?
You mean how did this find its way to the Republic of Ball?
It didn't just find its way over. We should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. While you're on the run.
Now that's the way a real great thief operates.
Okay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth.
You're proving me innocent, I mean. You believed me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be shy about it.
Call the hold it. Of course. Your argument is still not airtight. Are you kidding me? Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility that she is the Yatagarasu.
And again, look how many times I have to explain it to you. I'm the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay?
Whether you're the real deal or fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Preposterous! What grounds do you suspect her of such a thing?
The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu. That in itself is the most elegant proof. Machina, yes? I have no intention of taking back any of what I said.
I am the great thief Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as her own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards. I will walk the best I can.
It's not going to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that.
Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them for you next time, okay? What? Just dissing the sunglasses. Well, I guess I better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabast. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right?
I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. We'll see where the Alabastan knife came from. We'll have to pay the Alabastan embassy a visit.
Whip just went towards the dead body. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood.
To be continued, that's the end of the first part of the case. Alright, we'll go into the next part. I'll probably stop after that next part, to be honest, but let's go. Shilong Lane pushes back. Oh no. March 14th, 7:44 p.m. Time is moving quickly. Oh boy.
Well, we're in trouble. Count off. One. Shifu, 99 call-outs. All 99 members are most likely here in the counter forcer. Hey, you. Yeah, you. The second number one from my right. Sir, yes, sir. Here, a birthday present for you. Aw, that's nice. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have, Shifu. You are more than a man that will be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Lang Z says, a covetous suspect assume feels a disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yeah, yes, sir. Shifu, I can't believe you remember that much about each of us. Shifu, I'm so moved. Well, this is interesting. Cool. Now we have a roadblock we have to get through somehow. I should probably leave them alone. I should probably leave them until their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, head for your posts. Dismissed! Sir! And we're gonna do a fade of black and leave, because we can't animate that many people leaving at once. Yo, where were you guys the whole time? I got a call from Sheena. She's already filled me in. Sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastan embassy. And what if I say no? Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I received permission from the ambassador he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabast is the strictest immigration regulations in the world. Didn't you know? Even among my elite men, only half of them were admitted to the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen, we might as boil the soup, if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try and understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabasta as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, let us in already. Call the hold it. Oh, this guy. Is there a problem here? Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Here we go. Not really. Just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please let these people join the investigation. I'm having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of a situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You really express your frailty and inability to affect change your country. What are you... The thing is, my investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see? Oh, no way! Oh, are you about heads? Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please reconsider that indictment to all of us. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Babalese embassy, and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babal someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you're begging Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in! Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babal murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babal. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good to me. If you are troublemakers, the better. Aw, man. Rasp. They did not approve. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So I wanted to ask a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is? Oh, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Francisca von Kama, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it! You're the whip lady! You may address me as Miss Von Karma. Karma. Miss Von Karma, I'll leave the investigation all about in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured they would outsmart both the smuggling ring and the other costume. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Francisca a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. Oh, I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Apollino for all that he's done for me. I guess we'll do that too. I guess we'll do both of that. Ambassador Apollino, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because that is for the Fortnite stuff, Fortnite group pack. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, just so sensational. You really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but I know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. More coupons. No, that's quite alright. Oh, well, how about this then? Oh, the ink. And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink, also known as Bobblese ink. It's made exclusively in Mabol. So this is Bobblese ink. We make it from red crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen is in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. Unfortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Bobblese ink, I should now put the ink itself into my organizer. Great, wonderful. I guarantee to you that writing for our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Francisca, you made so much progress in the investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It does nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Bobblese ink? But why are the restrictions on the export Bobblese ink to begin with? That's classified Interpol info. Francisca, as your reporter, I am a part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken? Very well, I'll fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhangfa. Counterfeit bills? Yes, as you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Bobblese special Bobblese ink. It is virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Bobblese ink from real ones. That was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the public of Babal. That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Kochman was smuggling large amounts of Bobblese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. Oops, that's the X button. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was had the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills of the smuggled ink. Yes, and while we're listing things, you might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile, since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Bobblese embassy. We're looking into the Boston embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden, mark my orders, I'll find them. Alright. Well, shall we get going? We got to hold it. Okay. What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Alabast, so we're going to go gather whatever info we can over on the Bobblese side, okay? Alright? We're counting on you two. Right, and I'm counting you, Mr. Macron, to sniff out the clues in Alabast. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you happen to come across my phone, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away, no matter where you are. You're not gonna get far, you know. I'll let you know when the time comes. Just don't try to go over the fence, please. The Steel Samurai's here. Oh. I'm getting another, and it looks like there was another dead body. Oh! What do you think you're doing to my subordinate? Woo, you.
You're
It's Larry. He was a Steel Samurai the whole time. Oh no. Oh no. Should have known. Edgy, oh thank the heavens you're here! In a really, really big pickle, your lordship! The raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh! And though I am the Steel Samurai, my sword, I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who's this fruit? Who is this fruitcake? I'm Larry, the House of Buzz, married man in New York, Tokyo. You have two of, well, I guess you didn't really meet, but... Now, there you go. Now remember, this person's one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud is in a bind, he act like it's no big deal? What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect in a murder. Not again. I see. That is quite the bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. Okay, good to know about. We know what this is. His name is Larry Butts. I know this since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble, with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean. Fourth wall break. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends growing down by one. That was uncalled for. Besides, Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you! You were the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph! Hmm? I didn't notice earlier? I've been winked at you with my headpiece. Yeah. What's going on? Why do you beat red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Oh, sorry, am I interrupting a comical yet melodramatic play? So this is the incident you mentioned earlier. As the prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who snuck into this embassy. Master Second. Master Second? Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts' innocence of all wrongdoing. She identified the victim. Good work. I'll take the report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? Like I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor, don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang... Oh! You're here too! Agent Lang. Will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Oh yes, of course. You let the detective see the file. You're... Detective Bad! You're Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me. Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yagarasu, non-stop. I even pressured Interpol to keep me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows about the Yagarazu's MO very well, and its passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? Our only goal is to arrest Yagarasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info of him. I mean your debt, Detective Bad. About the murder to Master Second, would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty, and put ourselves in charge of directing the things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, the Master Second broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, detective? That samurai? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he is completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Alabasta Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give the commemorative speech. And that's when the Yanagarasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yanagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit in them were empty. A no-show. Who was it that failed to take the seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? Larry, what are you doing? He was on the roof with one of his legs down a chimney. That chimney leads directly into this room. Ugh. Larry Butts, really outdone yourself this time. What did you think? What were you thinking? How did you even get onto the roof in the first place? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Whoops, I already talked to you. Go. So this is the victim, the Master Second. What is with this gaudy outfit? You don't know about Master Mask. A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this is the thief. So this thief is separate from the Yanagarasu. I thought they were for a while because the MO and targets were different. The mask likes high value trinkets and jewels, being gaudy in his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about the mask. That's alright. I'd probably hear our tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? Gumshoe did his best. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's about the sweeping sword, isn't it? What do you expect? Steel Samurai's daddy's secondary weapon. Only called his secondary because although he uses the sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns into a real fight. You should know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. Some because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is Steel Samurai. In other words, Larry. You should probably ask him about it. As detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. I thought the mask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name, a phonic successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Akashi No. He's 29 and one on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Master Second. The cause of death appears to be the loss of blood in the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. I guess that's not like the real swords. I guess that makes sense. I suppose it's also the lapping cloth the Master Second used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing lapped in it now. Guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever he was out to steal. Go for the next one. Yeah, this. What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. We appeal the directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There's something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primordial statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note that sounds like that? If I had to guess from the text, it would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just two as a person have requested the theft of this Primordial statue. There's like a single shred of fashion sense in the masked costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know? You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold. Since when? Since around New Year's. the streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out the mask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. Can't believe that foolish fool is dressed in fool's clothing just to act foolishly. You got your point about the three foolishness back, Francisca. First, shaking hands with the Steel Samurai, and this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular, even using the national treasure as backdrop. I just don't understand what exactly is so great about Top Knot there. Clearly there's a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show, costume actors? Look at you interested in Miles Edgeworth. That is classified. It is classified. Anyways. It's a fireplace. From looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't say that. Yes, I can't say I see anything unusual about it. Counterpart to the Bob-Lee's butterfly is the alabaster flower. The butterfly and flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that alabaster provides honey to a bulb? Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful and more profound comment? Then, let's hear what sort of profound comments you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread the pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one did disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How is that, Miss Wondercorma? The explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Let's continue with the investigation. Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? There was the exact same statue sitting in that Bob Lee's office we examined. It's the Primator statue. It was the natural treasure of the Principality of Godofia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Alabaster and Bob claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Okay, I should check this one now. It was almost the exact same wall mount for these knives on the Bob Lee's side, but I can't see any details from this distance. Spider statue. There was one of these on the Bob Lee side as well. I think it's very invaluable and made of pure gold. It was the natural treasure of Godofia. There was only one of these statues, meaning the one of these two is a replica. Blah 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 blah. Okay, it's the same thing, isn't it? So it looks like there's something here I can deduce. One of these knives. There is clearly a contradiction here. Yes, I believe you're right. Clearly it's right there in your logic. Ah, apparently I was mistaken. That sure looks like fun, Edgy. Well, it's not. Let's not forget for whose sake I'm suffering. I hope you're considering that. That had something there. Alright. What does a ball statue look like? Nope. That was about the shot. Ah! I'm gonna back out. Let's look into some other things first before I try that again. Oh, some weapons on display on this wall. Crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be counterparts to Bob Lee's knives, which means that the blades inside are these scabbards, and should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Koshin. Huh, that's interesting. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like a whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live like BAM! You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite a symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off to the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? We're gonna shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence that will point something out about this spear. Or something in the spear I had to deduce? Hang on. So there's two things I have to deduce here. I have to get look at later. Why is the weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no lips on display here. Knives are adorned with flowers on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Poblaze knives. The place in these knives which match the blood of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces of the blade and handle fit the other. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. This means that the Albashan knife did find its way into a ball. But how? Wait a second. Oh wait, they're all different. But at the same time, something doesn't feel right here. What do I know? I know that everything's checked because I have stuff to deduce, but at the same time, no difference between this prime and fashionable balls. Does his face look a bit like a costumed hero you used to like so very much? I wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suspect so. What is this plant supposed to be? Because the sketches here is supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba. My Professor, subordinate you over a lot, tell him what to think. I look forward to your Saturday assessment next month. You are deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. Okay, let's finally talk to Larry. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Huh? Hey, how about that? I got a few things I gotta ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is it that two of you always manage to have some cute hot girl by your side? And Francie, what that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book, Francie's Whippy Whip Trip. No! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. Whenever something smells, there's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. So much still, I have 3 questions for him. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Louise Dunim now? It's Dunim, Louise Dunim. Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Yeah. Now I remember. Your little pale imitation of a real artist. No, you got it all wrong. I gave up on the whole Louise business. Besides, when Angelina left me and my art in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could for this Steel Samurai outfit. Your name rather makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up. Oh, which means the gameplay is not up that loud. Sorry. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it. I know you know what I mean, Edgy. Not really. It's not so much as I understood. But it's simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't me suspect me too. Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity you need to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. Your past experience has taught me you are always at the center of some insane event. Edgy, how can you be so mean? Stabbing with your words like that? Unfortunately, I didn't have time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. I don't have anything to unlock your heart this time, because I don't have the Makatama, so... I'm what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop friends from whipping me from behind. So, I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So will you tell me what exactly you did, Larry? No, not yet, Edgy. Take more than that to loosen my lips. Let me, a lot more! Confess, now! Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, but that wintry custom, the legendary hero. Legendary hero. Santa Claus! Santa Claus? I wanted to do that thing he does. I climbed up to one of the chimneys. When I got there, there was a smoke pouring out the chimney. And well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did grad from junior high, you know. And you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he'll be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Oh, crap. Is this your attempt to imitate Santa that landed you as prime suspect in this murder? Oh, come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be a Santa? Let's start with the fact that it will be the that will be the idiots of March in a matter of hours. Santa's only visit homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No. Wait a second. We're not in court. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that? Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. Well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked! Fool-looking, especially foolish for foolishly stating as such a foolish excuse. You look out to take somebody that's big on a few. We'd believe such a tale. Hold it! It's Larry. Of course he forgot it. Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could get something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me. I just knew that friend was something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I'll have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Okay, so I guess I've just tried to deduce things now. Try to figure out what I need to deduce. I don't know what I need to deduce, but we'll find out. Because it was something about the spear that needed to be deduced, right? Because this is actually a very dull blade now I think about it. With the spear. Eureka! Nope. Ah. Yeah. Choice then, I'll just have to explain to you from the beginning. What you should be doing from the very beginning is admitting a mistake. Yeah. Sorry for me. Okay, let's actually start with lying. I haven't done that. He's investigating over the Boppley's MC2, right? I did. Is there a problem? Lang Z says, a wolf remains to hunt 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom requires he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. A real wolf can catch both. I see. So what you're trying to say, seeing as how I am currently handling 2 cases. See yourself. Don't say I didn't warn you. No matter how hard you try, you'll never be as necessary in our chief's investigation. Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is bound to overlook something. If you're all chief, then prepare to be punished. Oh, and how would you punish us? Every investigator under chief's command will work to disrupt the investigation. Vindictive much? Guess I'll investigate the desk. These must be Ambassador Alba's. His notebook is open on his desk. Must have been in the middle of some important work. Sampling growth log. It finally sprouted today. Funny, doesn't look like important work to me. Of course. 2 gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally lovely name. Mine's if you're done standing, I shall hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? What's a rather unusual name? It was named by the priests of the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As they say, you learn something new every day. And of course, they become evidence. Is there anything I haven't actually checked yet? Yeah, it's the same things before. No. It's the same thing as before. So I'm probably left to just deduce things now between these two things. I gotta figure out what to deduce, though. No, that's not right. There was a granite clock just like this one early in the Bob Lee's office. You know, symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it. Really? I think this clock actually fixed the decor of this room quite well. I suppose the wood does suit the old natural atmosphere of this room. The design material it's made of strikes a good balance with the plants. Hey, you two! Now's not the time to be talking about interior decorating, you know. Hurry up and save me. Be quiet! Yeah! This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch. Actually, I do believe Larry has a point for once. There are decorative plants here as well. This room is overflowing with nature. Humans used to live in grandeur in nature once long ago. I believe I'm not mistaken in thinking that those people truly love nature. This coming from a man who loves shows featuring costume actors. Ugh, just had to go there, didn't she? Do I have any logic that I could use? Nope, just the smoke from the chimney. Is there? I have nothing else I can check, can I? Which means I am left to just deduce things. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know what I need to deduce though. Objective spear. Oh, did I like present him a piece of evidence? Hey, that's an official steel samurai weapon. Huh? What? Want me to do it? You have no idea how many fans asked that of me. What are you proudly on about now? Steel samurai sushi slash. Yo. How's that? Better send shivers up yourself. It's fine. Oh. I let myself get caught being a spectator. How would I have failed myself? Okay, that wasn't the answer, but that was very funny. Oh, hey, it's a Steel Samurai. I want you to answer this for me, Larry, and depending on the answer, I may let you live. I may let you live? I'm just gonna kill him if he gives the wrong answer. The Steel Samurai that was up there on the stage. Was that really you? Yep, sure was. Larry, you! Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. No. I was moved by the performance of this man. This completely useless, worthless bum. I feel I may never recover from this. Just I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Hey, it's Steel Samurai. I want you to answer this to me, Larry, and depending on your answer, I may let you live. The Steel Samurai that was up, that's the same thing. Anyways, let's see. I guess I have to do something here. Oh, no, not you, Francisca, sorry. I guess, do I have to like deduce something with the spear? Is that something I have to deduce? It's just, I mean, it's just a spear, after all. Is this it? Like, he doesn't have the spear on him in this picture? I guess we'll find out. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Noticed it. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene from Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes that top knot's hand. That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a natural treasure. As such, only ambassador of a secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched this statue around the time of the crime. Update. Okay, cool. Can I ask later about that? Nope, not a clue. You didn't even look at it. Oh, in that case, the MW is right. He's dead. Now this is a trip I'm willing to endure, especially if we can finally get some peace here. You think we just knocks him out? Oh, that's funny. Anyways, so I wonder if there's something else I can deduce here. It has to be about the spear, right? I think so. So what about the spear would be? I don't understand. Would it also be this? I don't know. I guess we can try it. Nope. I'm trying to figure this thing. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Ah, there it is. Wait. Ah, it's not gonna work. Never mind. Are the knives different in this picture? No, they're not. So what would? Do I actually? Wait. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Okay, so that's not the answer. So it's still so. Wait, is it still saying I'm going to deduce here? No, I could. So there's something I can still deduce here. The question is though, what can I deduce? It points out that it should be the spear I have to deduce, but I don't know what works. It's weird, very weird. What would it be, this thing? Because the spear is straight then? Okay then. I guess that works. Larry, about the spear. Oh, you feeling it? Bam! Thought there was something strange about this spear. Larry, is it just me or is this spear a bit bent? But no way. It's as it should be, yo. I have here the autograph you wrote with me earlier. I took a good look at this which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. What do you have to say to that? No, I'm sorry. When I hold the spear in my hand, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then during the practice, I was spinning it around and around, and bam! It hit the wall. You unbelievable! This is an embassy. But I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late at night. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip, and I began to shout fire myself. No, that I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear hitting the wall. Oh, that is no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The steel my spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move simply as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you were so naive. Where did that come from? Well, I keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit against practically anything it would have bent. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. Just think that part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Matters Edgeworth.
Yeah, that's not friendship, it's utter humiliation.
There it is. That's the last. Well, case closed, I guess. Guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's. Oh, the pink princess. Yo, my princess, how you doing? Still feeling ill? No. And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the pink princess also comes to pay the Alabastan embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak for her as well. Alright, there we go. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you would please. Soul back again. This must be what they call fate. How could this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldback? Why are you so surprised? Oh, so you're the one that got to play. Oh, so you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now. You are acquaintances with Larry? Well, yes, we worked in the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, man. You don't need to be jealous. Yeah. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep. I came over to complain. So I mentioned my shock. Oh man, Edgeworth. It's just Edgeworth suffering. Edgeworth's gonna have a hard time tonight. I guess I misjudged you, Edgeworth. You misjudged him. I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know. There was no. That is no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do. Looks like the winds have shifted. He's now willing to be chased after. Instantly overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Chibu. I'll chase you forever. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Now we have to ask her stuff. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewater Land as a Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Look, I worked at Global Studios before a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, and actually, they called you. Apparently, the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, they called me in to be their last minute replacement. Do they not have enough people on staff? Do they not have enough people on staff at that studio? I'm not gonna say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of the mini girl, I mean. Well, the poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand for her, she's going to have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, exactly that great reason for me, but understand is the other second trip. The ragdoll shark and it's an uproar by the I was going to tell you really much of simpletons. You're rather lively old lady. So basically, you received a standing request this morning, correct? You got it. If you need to see it, I got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. I tell you, my fine acting will the entire audience in tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. There's a problem with studio, though. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. I was taking my break when I found it stuck under the door to my room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be sending you from above tonight. You're loving. This is probably what. I think we know what Larry meant. I think we know what Larry meant to do tonight. This is absolutely hilarious. No, where do I factor into this? You must have evil that for my sake, wouldn't you? Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Stop being so dismissive. And that actually becomes evidence. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? It's just no. No free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the next room next door to keep my... Oh.
But a murder occurred in the room right next to yours.
Is that right? I'm so scared.
If you could please not link to my personage.
And I guess I think then you'll fail to show up at the Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have a heart, a young tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. Since the joint in my hips started acting up, I got stiff. I couldn't move it out. Can you provide proof of your condition? Or just go ahead and ask the doctors and them from me. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant.
Missile!
The dog.
Pressing about guy. The police dog is requested, sir.
Good work. You may leave now, officer. This dog. I request the assistance of a dog in our search for Yodogarasu. Looks like you guys are some pretty brave dogs in this country too. Hey, you're really cute, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think his name is Missile. But that's the name for a police dog that dashes out in front of the attacks. But action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know. Now, Missile, I want you to find the clues. Go! Good dog. Really quite polite, aren't you? Not like consider someone I know. Now what do we have here? What's this? Looks like a small hot dog, but... Wait, Francisca, is that an official samurai dog?
No, Pepisa!
He ate it. What was alright for him to eat that? It's just a meat substance snack featuring steel samurai. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's quite a bit of information you've gathered there in a single quick glance. Really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. Looks like the snack wasn't almost found. Oh, what do we have here? Appears to be a lady's undershirt. Wonder if Professor Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. I somehow doubt that. Just look at the shirt, you wouldn't even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only be belong to one person. Suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. So that's all back. If I can can I actually, let me do something first. Can I do this? Yep, I can do that. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is? No, smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. This is a contradiction to the facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on the roof? There is testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So, no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? Let's see, so what you're proposing is this. The smoke that came out of that chimney was actually from Mr. Olbeck's fire. So basically the fireplace in neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? Precisely. Interesting. Anyways, let's just go ahead and ask Olbeck about this now. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt. What's the meaning of this? Why did you steal something from my bags? All you had to do was ask and I would have gladly given you space.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
This sure was found here at this crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what's it doing here?
No, nothing, I tell you. What?
I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had you know, I don't think prices cost me like being a sauna. On top of that, I got the suspect. You're so cruel. It's true. You claim that you never once set foot inside this room.
Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be a goblin rat as I am?
I always tell you this like this, my fault. The tabloid article is missing, the camera is missing, the light... Wait, what was that one again? wait, what was that one again? The camera's missing, that lawyer always makes... reference. Oh, well, don't believe she's lying about her actions, so I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room to this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours? Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can't see for everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, but... If you could just stick to what I asked you! Edgy, are you in Miss Oldbag? No! no! Do not even say it, Larry. You don't change, do you? You'll learn to take a joke. Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the push cart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question! Don't you want to stick up for me? How about that? Let's see, after the show, I went to rest at the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, by preparation you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me? I tried one and I thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I feel that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they looked so good I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. I said about roaring and firing, rolling them, eating them. I thought, this is... What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me. Looks like the best thing for today is that when the steel samurai and the pink princess take off the mask, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Isn't that the true Francisca? Now then, Larry, we have to get to the bottom of this. It's not even in the second part of the case, and I already have nearly 3 pages of evidence. Nope, not a clue. Tell me this is not even, okay. Well, I guess I have to. Larry faints again. I guess I have to do some stuff first. Hang on. The lady is unsure the missile found.
No! You didn't even let me speak! What do you get to get excited over holding onto a lady's undergarment? My said to you want to kill look. If you know the honor of son understood, then hurry up and return to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that missile found in the fireplace of this room, this lady's undershirt. All you see is a claim that somehow passed through a solid brick wall. Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to the chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the 2 fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Okay, let's check out what's here then. There's an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. What in the? Oh, that is interesting. The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace permanently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there's a secret passage through the room's fireplace. We don't know that the fireplace connects the 2 rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You want to go into suddenly name the old lady as the second's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip.
Such could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with the second's murder. That's it. Okay. So I guess now we move on to the argument portion of the investigation, which is probably going to be with Larry. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to conquer any argument you may have. Oh, slang. Okay. Would that be Larry because we have to establish that he was the one that did the letter thing because he thought it was Mindy and not Miss Oldback. Anyways. Okay, so let's get going. Good. I'm counting on you, Wedgie. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your life. What it really is. That's right. My first attack to save you from being accused is to accuse you of something else. My lie. I know there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I'm just sorry I'm tired if I knew I was gonna be. I'll confess to having murdered the whole world and then kill myself. Oh no. Yeah, you made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, only have one thing to say to you. Even if I make that face at me, it's no use. The man was ready to die, strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Gee. Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. All right, this time I'll tell you the whole truth. Okay, what happened? What didn't happen in the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, please specifies what you did up on the roof tonight. Well, you already know about the Santa Claus bit, so I guess I'll go from there. After the show, I left the push car in the Rose Garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. They already framed it too. It was kind of crazy how fast that was. After that, until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know. So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Hey, Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore. But it's kind of ultra embarrassing. And what is exactly so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it. Ow, me! As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's life. I have every intention to. Well, I'm not about to let us waste time with such a trifling matter. I already know what I have to do as well, so... It's so easy, so simple. It's all about the letter, to be honest. Oh, what the hell? What happened there? Anyways. It was not Sanity you wanted to play. Let me double check that. Yeah. Nah, definitely. What? What do you mean? What do you mean that didn't work? Oh, come on. What are you going on about? Oh, man. It's a bit... He seems to drain my patience. Don't suppose I can fool even Larry with this piece of evidence. Which means that my only option is to present a more definitive piece of evidence. Really? That's not definitive? It's literally the letter you tried to do. Okay. But is this literally what he was trying to do, though? I'm gonna press it. Hold it. You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before already. It was down at Gord Lake. I appreciate you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Yeah, you guys share a lot of history. Perfect for being child friends, huh? Besides, it's not feeling to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal with an objection? Actually, I believe that in this case, this man playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Raising your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa quality stuff. Precisely, with the nail in the head, Legend Lang. Hey, Edgy, that's so incredibly mean! Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was, delivering a present to a child not basking in the warm glow of love. That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie. You're not a dick, guys, when he's down, you know that? In any case, the present you... Okay, so I had to press not... Okay. Well, it's fine. Oh, it just gives me a bunch... Okay. Oh, I never actually looked at the profiles until now that I think about it. I guess that's just max to max second. Do I get the option to choose whoever he was trying? I guess not. I guess roll back. Take that. Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spit me, let's spill me. I totally didn't want to see my soul back so much that I got you go down chimney. Ow! I didn't see this stop right there and you're bashing of a lady. But I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. That's going to mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. Yeah. Nope. How is that not relevant yet? What? How is that letter not relevant yet? It's gonna never change. Even their attitudes do change as women. I need to think this through one more time. Larry didn't know one very important fact when he tried to sneak on Vilbrat's room. But wouldn't that fact be he didn't know who was under the suit, of all things? Oh, this... The right next each quest is a standard quest. This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the... Oh, this will not me. I just know it. I can feel this pressing my heart when she's watching me. Speaking, I tell you, you old filthy, despicable, considered fickle as you are cowardly imprecation of a man who have matured and old since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, this guy. He's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way. What the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. What do you ought to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Mr. Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Hey, Edgy. Looks like I got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up! See what's going on here. And it looks like just what you think. Just like what you do in court. I guess the old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Lang Z says, till the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in the battle of wits. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Yeah, maybe don't forget that. So you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up Santa and climbed up the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. That was a case of mistaken identity. If it was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake may be late for the speech. And top it all off, became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Hey, someone say something! Like, wait, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim. My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? So it was you. You're my stalker. But I shall warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the brother type woman who's only focused on one man and one man only. That's what she was like. I can't just rock him and be unfaithful. No, I can't. Although he'll stem him from myself. I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, all around completely worthless man. But I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. What was she even saying? Rest of eternity! I believe there was nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still have to show me some proof that I was trying to be with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, Reggie, everything is evidence in court, right? You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry. But I don't understand your point. Yeah, see, I'm totally a pro of this now. Very well. You wish to see the evidence? Then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Okay, now the letter comes in. There we go. Now the letter comes in. Of all things. Like, we don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. What are you trying to do to me? Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving night. Isn't that so romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. Which part of this letter shows the person there? Okay.
Take that.
I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English. You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing. There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But they'll have to wait until we're off this crime scene. She's saving from the scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again. It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. They sent me, accepted defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to the handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. Anyone knows soon enough who was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. But you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting.
Take that.
This autograph in our mysterious letter. If you compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question soon enough. Yeah. Confess now, Larry, or to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So, finally confesses. So the pink princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go in Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. What choice did I have? Was the chimney or bust, Edgy? Then I jumped from the door to the chimney with the criminally overactive imagination.
At least I was honest. There were many a letter stuck under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney.
Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure conveying the said sentiment. I'm really, really sorry. Though you may be Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. Jeez, man. However, I always knew you wanted to kill her. Told her to trust me, because at the very least, I can attest to that about you.
Edgy, you're... Ah, we've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Ow!
You did waste a lot of time for us. In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Lilliput sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door.
Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it unbelievable that the two of you are friends.
But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay?
Ow. Hey, what? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet?
He means the murder weapon. Like, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head.
That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night. But the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene. As long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Yeah, actually that guy, he looks like he's serious about taking a bite out of me.
I'm well aware. You should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial.
Thanks to the corroboration of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand in this rage trump card. Oh, now Miss Brasco, let's see what you got.
You can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon. But the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This be a high-stakes gamble. This one game I can't afford to lose.
I was one who found the body of the victim demands the second. Besides him was a steel samurai, glittering red and offering up a scent of blood. I was supposed to be in the steel samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Blood's on the murder weapon, so the suspect lay butts near too.
Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership?
But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plain to go on, don't you?
You're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney. We've already established that.
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi?
You're accusing me of fabricating evidence.
You think I can believe anything you produce? Fabricating evidence, all you prosecutors do.
This man has some serious issues with prosecutors.
But come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy?
Larry, I can agree, but I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you. Or me, for that matter. Since his hatred for my entire profession emanating from this entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence.
Bad has just been quiet for this whole thing. Well, time to press everything.
So you were the first to discover the body this time.
This time? What's that supposed to mean? You better watch what you say.
Only said this time because only Kay was the first to discover the body in Babal. And your secretary, Agent Shina, was ready to accuse her of murder for that.
So you're going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now?
Of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with the discoverers of bodies.
But in the Bob Lee's case, there was proof that she was holding the weapon. There was proof she was holding the weapon, right? Well, this one is a bit different since we know exactly where the weapon is.
Hold it! Excuse me, but glittering red and offering the scent of blood?
Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of the blood, of course. And according to the test, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim.
The sword was made only used on stage, so it's not sharp, but it's pretty weighty, and certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Okay, there we go. So, cool. Let's see how we can prove that was not that. Probably wouldn't be that. So what would prove that he wasn't really really beaten to death? Oh wait, if it's the same thing, then maybe. Oh. Objection! There we go. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? It's a long spear, right? We used those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down. Spears the weapons of heroes for our history. Is the next most effective weapon after the whip? I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So what's the point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply wanted you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent. Precisely. I saw a troublemaker hit against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you clearly see, the insides of the steel samurais weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there's not even a dent in the samurai sword. Explain that. Yeah! What? Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. I mean, I got such an ear from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai special move was changed tonight because of him? Definitely organized. Yeah! That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back to the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of the discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. Don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Losing gets what I could take in the place of real logic is hardly the bomb going away, so it's smart to not very clever. Miss Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of 40 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived the notion to convict all defendants in the first place. What a foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in the court. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory. That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. Yeah. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet. Then let it crumble as I walk towards the truth. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor, but you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slight bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed the masked second without bending it. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course. What I need is evidence he can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Why, Larry? Part 2. It's possible the Steel Samurai sword kills someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicions would fall onto the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling onto that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we left unturned. And we have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That's the only place inside this embassy with a victim's blood on it is this sword. You left no stone unturned? Is that a fact? If you got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Let me press everything in just in case there's something I need to bring forward first. May I inquire as to how you were able to make such a claim, Agent Lang? Lang Z says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension. A mysterious creature is man. Rather than man, as Agent Lang's quotes are getting increasingly incomprehensible. The human body is a mysterious thing, even with a toy-like sword. It's easy to kill a man if you just hit the right spot, which is why I think it's possible to kill with this thing without leaving a dent. We can only be sure one way or the other by seeing if where the wound matches the sword. I know that. But as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim it as much as I'd like. But you must know that your conclusion is wrong. Given the circumstances I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates, because they're a much more trustworthy bunch of you prosecutors will ever be. And you call yourself a professional. You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. And the only way to do that is to show me proof of another possible murder weapon. Another possible murder weapon. In this room, there's only one other thing left. This is going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now. You're not going to get me to trust you by the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus, I have other reasons why I think the samurai sword is a murder weapon. So the second statement is probably the one I present to. The only place where you could find the blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with luminol, which means there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that Steel Samurai is the weapon? If you believe that there is no other door of possibility left open, then allow me to force one open for you. Not so fast! How do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon. I had to repeat myself. The men have already searched every last inch of this embassy. Anything other than nothing else could have been used as a weapon. Knowing these facts, you still want to profess forward your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible your men expected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games. I don't appreciate when people like you slandering my name. I'm not slandering them. I'm not slandering them. I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that the investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there was something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. That item was the real murder weapon. All right then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon was that killed the Master Second. What exactly is it? Real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. Take that! The national treasure of Alabasta. Hold it! You mean the Prometheus statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabasta and the Republic of Babal. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters and bounds over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned unless something going examined. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of this statue is facing just before and after the crime was different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to Zinfandel's words. He's most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please be rational about this. Lang Z says, just go already. Yes, sir. Yeah, missile. Shifu. Yeah. I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was only up to mission for us to examine the primary statue. Huh. I see. But the investigation is at a standstill. Occasionally, I will go and speak to the ambassador personally. Save your breath. May act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you gotta be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know. Vision Lang, what do you want? Let's just try to examine the statue already. But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Why? I'll take the fall if I have to later. Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone's to take the responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? Everyone talk in such heavy terms. Maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something would happen to me. Alright then, let's talk and more investigating. I want to know the truth. We can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I like to run chemiluminescence test on the statue. A lumino test. Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. There you go. Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that's it. This is real murder weapon that killed Damas II. Indeed. I don't want to celebrate yet about you. Doesn't let your friend off the hook. Doesn't prove that you didn't kill Damas II, so the charge remains. You're hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. You think so? Okay, then knock yourself out. There you go. Ugh. What do we have here? This dirty smudge. Looks like a handprint. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing out of here? Looks we got some fingerprints to analyze. Ugh. Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensic guy, want results on those fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? Sir? Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. It was the butts. No! Good. And, sir, about the prints we lifted from the boot from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know, the victim of the murder in the Bob Lee's embassy. The prints belong to him, Mr. Mandy Coaching, sir. But that's... Oh, what's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each primary statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the very fact that Mr. Coachin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babal's primary statue. Impossible! It can't be! Yeah, what? That's a twist. Larry never once set foot on Bobbly's soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an alabaster knife and a ball. And the Master Second was killed on an alabaster soil of Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yaka Rosu, who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they would have formed. And that's it for tonight. Closing on 3 hours. I don't have much more time tonight, so that's it for now. It's interesting so far. It's getting interesting. Where the little investigation bit did take a bit of time though, because I had to figure some stuff out. But yeah, we got through it. I'm interested in seeing what the rest of the case is like. I'm not looking forward to the end parts though, because that's gonna be a bit annoying. But yeah, until then. I'll be back tomorrow for more of this case. So I'll see you guys then. Till then, next time, goodbye. Alright.